That's why y'all can't get no man. You gotta cook. You gotta be a great cook. You gotta be great at giving it. Your stuff gotta be tight and right. Half of y'all don't know how to douche. Y'all need to go back to the old days. Hey fellas, if you go in a girl in the girl bathroom and in the shower, she don't have that enema bag. I don't have too much fun. If she don't have that bag in there with that vinegar, and water in there to make that thing tight and right, these girls don't even, they lost right now. I'm speaking of alien right now. They have no idea about that enema bag where they put that thing in there and they make it tight and right. What? Epsom salt, bring it back. They around here going to get surgery trying to tighten their thing up. Why people don't do that? Why people don't get surgeries to tighten the stuff up? Why everybody they want to get this surgery, the butt surgery, take a rib out. They going on Ozempic to lose the weight, but ain't nobody trying to tighten up the stuff and have the gripper. Why y'all ain't trying to tighten the stuff up to have the gripper? Why y'all don't know nothing about soaking in some Epsom salt? Why y'all don't know how to put the vinegar on and everything? Y'all don't know nothing about that. These young mamas don't know how to teach these girls this. That's why your stuff all over the place.
You're the one with the douche bag.
I don't take dishes.
No, ma'am.
What to do? Give y'all something to swear to.
I'm done. I'm done.
They drink water.
We drink water and mind our business.
Your pussy is still stinking. You drink water and mind our business.
They eat it up now. So they don't leave nothing up there no more. The niggas be eating it up. They suck it out, so they don't need it up there no more.
Ooh, that's so nasty.
It is, but the truth isn't like, honey.
Y'all don't douche.
No, ma'am.
Ooh, I bet you be cut up. Have you ever sat around a table with a bunch of women stinking? You can't even eat.
Oh my goodness. I know, this is very, very, very TMI, right? Like this whole entire conversation is very intricate. This is something that I wish, if I had a space that it was just me and women alone having this conversation, I would have that conversation in that space. Since I don't have that all worked out, we have to have it here. Okay. And, I don't want nobody in my comments talking about, oh, where the women at and this and that, because this is a very, intimate conversation where I would not expect a lot of people who are on the contrary to respond to any kind of parts of this conversation. It would probably only be the people who can, agree or whatever that are going to have anything to say within this aspect. But I have been wanting to talk about this conversation ever since that whole video came out of the man who was saying that BBLs smell. I have been wanting to have this whole conversation. I've had this conversation before on my platform. I believe it was, I'll tag it in after this video just in case nobody has seen it. I'll tag it as well. But this is something that's very important to talk about. One thing that I loved that, this grandma, but, first of all, that Uncle Luke said was that there's so much emphasis that women have on the outside, right? Women are going and getting, basically, transforming their entire face with makeup. They are, doing the most of trying to get their body together when it comes to, getting the implants and the BBLs and the lipo and all these things. If they're not taking care of even sometimes, their natural hair or whatever, but they're focused on, making sure that the wig is deep conditioned and focus on the fake and all of the facade. But there is not much emphasis on the inside. And it's something that we definitely have to talk about. It's something that is very important to talk about, because there are a lot of women who are grown. Okay, this is not just a young girl conversation. There are a lot of grown women who do not know or have all the intricate details of what's going on in that aspect. I'm just being very honest. If you know, one of the nastiest places on the planet is a woman's bathroom. Public bathrooms, a woman's public bathroom is probably the nastiest place you could ever walk into. Hence why I hold it most of the time that I go outside. I gotta be real. To my own detriment, I'm over here holding it because I don't know what I'm walking into. There are times, and I want this conversation to go over well, because this is not even speaking from a better than thou, or I'm up here and everybody's down here. No, this is not that conversation. I know I look real young, but this is like a mama conversation. This is out of love. This is one of them, back in the day, them church mothers used to come get you and talk to you and give you a lap skirt to cover your knees. This is that kind of conversation. I know sometimes I feel like it doesn't translate well because people look at me and think I'm just some, young girl who's trying to talk about all these things. And I know I look young, which I'm very grateful. Okay. But also, this is, like I said, like a mama conversation, like an auntie trying to get you together. So I just want to make that disclaimer. But there are times that, I go into public bathrooms, and sometimes, when you're waiting in line for a stall, and sometimes you can go into the stall after somebody else is coming out. And, there's truth to the fact that, sometimes the air after somebody come out, you be like, whoa. Whoa. That's a lot going on. Time and time again, we hear it constantly from, this grandmother who was talking. We heard it from Uncle Luke. I know a lot of people will probably, there's going to be a lot of women who are going to, be upset about him for talking about it as a man and stuff like that. But who experiences women in that way more than a man? A man does. And we can't talk about, he don't have the right to talk about it. We can't say, we can't blame it on all these men who are passing around, infections and stuff like that, and say that's the reason why women are, smelling a certain way. There was a woman who, was selling, intimate wash for women on the internet. And even she gets a lot of backlash for just selling her product. Because women rather be defensive and argue you down that you don't know what you're talking about, rather than take heed to the knowledge that is being presented. The grandmother, in particular, was talking about, the douching, which is, putting, they talk about he talked about the bag and stuff like that you actually insert something that can, go up there and wash everything out from the inside, just like a kind of like a natural cleanse, right? Now, there has been some research that some of these things can cause more of an issue, or whatever the case is. Regardless of if you want to talk about the actual entrance at all, there are folds. This is so crazy talking about this, but there are folds. And the folds can trap debris, odor, dirt, sweat, and that can also translate into causing some kind of odor in that space as well. So regardless of if you're talking about the actual entrance at all, for example, maybe you don't want to wash inside of the garage, okay? But maybe somebody's going to come and pressure wash the whole rest of the house. Okay? Maybe the garage entrance, maybe not inside the garage, but maybe the entrance of the garage, Maybe, you know, when that garage door closed, you know, that little crease right there, the little fold between the wall and then the inside of the garage. There's like that door comes down. There's like a crease right there. Maybe in there, in the corners. Maybe it's necessary to clear there. It's necessary. One thing that I think that is important, you know, and to the women who want in-depth conversations, if you go on the internet, there's so much information about feminine hygiene tips all over the internet. Whether it's on TikTok, on YouTube, like there's so many different aspects of, you know, tips and tricks that other women have learned, or, you know, other women who are passing on knowledge to other women so that they can also be in the know. Because I have to be honest with you, there are a lot of moms out there who are so busy, who are focused on social media, who are focused on, you know, whatever it is, man that they looking for or trying to chase, focus on, you know, all the other things other than focusing on having these intricate conversations with their young daughters. And so there's a lot of women who have grown up having to figure it out on their own. And if nobody tells you that you smell, if nobody tells you that you have a certain, you know, odor or whatever the case is, if nobody is extremely, you know, blatantly honest with you, how will you know? But a lot of mothers have dropped the ball when it comes to, trying to tell their younger, daughters or younger women about their hygiene and the importance of it. And it almost becomes like a domino effect because they didn't spend the time. Then the next mother didn't know, had girls, didn't know what to tell her, didn't spend the time, and it goes on and so forth. And it's not a certain demographic of woman. It's just a woman who is going to be, tedious about these things, that is going to translate the information off, to her younger daughters, to her siblings, to whoever. It's so vital to have that knowledge and have those conversations. But unfortunately, a lot of women are exiling the older women 100%. Sometimes you got to know, what information to retain and what information to keep in your back pocket and pull it out if you need it. Oh, no, that's the old days. Don't nobody want to hear that no more. Oh, that's the old days. Ain't nobody worried about that stuff. But, you hear this woman saying, well, I don't understand. In the comment section, it was full of women talking about, that's because granddaddy was sleeping with everybody. And so that's the reason why y'all had to do that stuff because, y'all had all kind of infections and stuff like that. Okay, some of those things might be true. However, there's also truth to the fact that some people are just nasty. Sometimes they don't got nothing to do with nobody else. Sometimes people just nasty. And also, again, sometimes it is a true lack of knowledge. This is a very much figure it out type of thing. That as you grow, the more you know. And the more you know, the more you want to pass down that knowledge. Sometimes people are very nose blind to themselves. Sometimes people are very nose blind if they smell a little sweaty, a little funky, little, Not everybody is showering and doing smell checks. I would behoove you to. Okay? I would behoove you to. Another thing is like I was saying, when it comes to taking some of the knowledge and using it with whatever, taking some knowledge or putting some in your back pocket, using it whenever you deem it necessary, is that we also have a generation where can't nobody tell them nothing. Can't nobody tell you that you smell a certain way before you get defensive and talk about, well, you don't know what you're talking about. There's a whole lot of, you can't tell me nothing. I'm above all the knowledge. Can't nobody tell me anything about myself. And because men might be giving me intimacy means that I must have it going on in some kind of aspect. To be honest, there are a lot of men out there, not saying the majority, but there is a good portion of men who do not receive frequent access to intimacy. So he might just, deal with whatever it is that you got going on in the time for the access, but he not calling you back. Just like the man who was talking about the BBLs. He's talking about, he noticed that the BBL stink. No, it's that, the hygiene was not right. And now there's more creases. And so the funk is just amplified because the wind, the wind that's going on with the excess. That's the truth. And again, as a woman who goes to women's bathrooms, we see where a lot of women are hygienically dropping a ball. It's like a war zone in there. Okay? For real. It's like a dangerous place to be. It's not safe in there. You need all type of armor. People have imagined, I've even heard men say, oh, it can't be worse than a men's bathroom. I'm like, actually it can. Actually it is. Because in the men's bathroom, there's only two things that could be happening. In the women's bathroom, there's all type of stuff that could be going on. We have to get it together. And don't be afraid to find out certain knowledge. I mean, go on the internet. Look, search. Why you over here looking at, all what these other people got going on? Why you on the internet looking at, these people's shoes and earrings and purses and who's flying out where and what kind of drama is going on there? You can also invest in finding out that information as well. It's vital for you, for yourself. And again, if you have children, for them as well. You find out the knowledge, you can go tell them. There's more than just about the cook and clean. Being a clean and hygienic person, it starts with you. Then it translates into all the other stuff around you. Because these people, like I said, these men who are coming forward and talking about these things and talking about the things that they are experiencing and talking about the smells. The people who are mostly defensive about it, the people who are mostly offended are the people who maybe feel a little bit sensitive about the topic because it rings a little bit true for them. And I want to be real. Nobody's above reproach. Anybody who goes to the gym or who is sweaty and who is not, properly taking care of their hygiene is going to smell. Anybody. It's not like it's a personal, somebody coming at you, whatever the case is. It's just the truth. If people don't clean their house, it's going to be dirty. Same thing with themselves. And there's no shade to this conversation. At all. I'm having the conversation because the people who need it, I know that they might not comment, but at least they will hear it. And adjust in the ways that are necessary. For your own good. I'm just being honest. Uncle Luke said some other things, about, emphasizing the grip. I think that that's something that's very important. I think that there's not much conversation about that. I think that I'm going to have another deeper conversation about that as well, because I think that there's so much emphasis on how it look, but there's not a lot of, on the whole bigger picture of how it looks, but not a lot of emphasis on how it feels. I don't know if y'all ready for that. You know, I've seen people even online talk about how devastating it is to have the whole beautiful picture, and then when they go there, you know, the garage just seems like a black hole. If y'all know, if y'all get it, y'all get it. If you're here with me, if you're here with me, you're here with me. But I think that, again, there needs to be a lot more of these conversations and a lot of honesty as well. A lot of men are afraid to have a certain level of honesty because a lot of these women get defensive and start an argument, get an attitude, start popping their neck. Next thing they know is all this drama that they didn't embark on because they were just trying to have a certain conversation, which is a necessary conversation. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on this conversation. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.